Nigeria to boost domestic production and economic growth. Standing in the name of Honorable Iboro Ekanem, Honorable Ekanem is now invited to move the motion.
Ekanem, I represent the good people of Ikono in the federal constituency of Akwa Ibom State, the state of uncommon transformation. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to move a motion of the need to regularize the importation of sugar in Nigeria to boost domestic production and economic growth. The House notes that Nigeria has been reported to have spent $8.44 billion in importing sugar over the last 27 years and loses at least $600 million annually to the importation of sugar for domestic consumption. It further notes that sugar is not just an industrial commodity, but a domestic commodity consumed on almost a daily basis. Aware that the National Sugar Development Council, NSDC, was established to catalyze the development of the sugar industry with a view to ensuring that Nigeria attains at least 70% self-sufficient in her sugar requirement within the shortest possible time and even export to earn foreign exchange. Further aware that recent statistics does not show that the main objective of the NSDC is being achieved and there is a pressing need for further action. Worried that if the present situation is left unchecked, Nigeria may continue to lose millions of importation of sugar and may suffer financial restrictions in other matters. Cognizant that Nigeria has the potential, excellent climate conditions, and the resources to engage in the production of sugar so as to establish a great deal of self-sufficiency in the sector. Concerns that Nigeria's national sugar policy and local content policy and the existence of the National Sugar Development Council will continue to be irrelevant if excess sugar importation is not regulated to save billions of naira lost annually for meaningful economic development. The House resolves to, 1, urge the federal government to establish National Sugar Plantation Program to boost sugar production for local needs. 2, also urge the federal government to issue regulations on sugar importations into the country with heavy duties to discourage importation of the products and mandate the Committee on Industry to interface with the management of the National Sugar Development Council to get updates on the current development of sugar import in Nigeria and the status of implementation of the National Sugar Policy and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Iboro, 2 minutes to argue a motion.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, it is good for this country to diversify into the agri sector, and sugar production and plantation is one of them. Overdependence on oil may not be so good for this country. Mr. Speaker, the economic benefits in the agri sector is so enormous that the agri sector can sustain this country. The agri sector will also increase development, will also increase employment if it is fully tapped. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the raw materials is an input to industrial development. When we encourage our local farmers to produce and plant sugar content sugarcane, to be very specific, it will also attract even the industrial countries to come to Nigeria and establish the said industry, therefore creating employment, therefore uplifting the economic sector benefits of the nation. Mr. Speaker, And let me not overwhelm, let me not overemphasize on the economic importance of diversifying into the agri sector. I urge my honorable colleagues to support this motion so that the great benefits will be of use to this country and even for employment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it.